Buen día, sean todos bienvenidos. Soy la licenciada María Domínguez García. En esta ocasión trabajaremos con el campo disciplinar de comunicación, en la disciplina de inglés de primer semestre de la UAC 3. Nuestro contenido específico: Always on my mind, Grammar, Adverbs and Expression of Frequency, Vocabulary, Adverbs and Expression of Frequency. Aprendizaje esperado. Reconoce la utilidad de adverbios de frecuencia. But let's go to start with these questions. Do you have Facebook? Do you have Instagram? And do you have WhatsApp? These are our questions. But how often do you check your Facebook, create an avatar, tag friends in photos, share photos, and chat with friends? This is our vocabulary. How often do you check your Facebook? How often do you tag friends in photos? How often do you create an avatar? How often do you share photos? And how often do you chat with friends? But let's go to start with an adverb of frequency. In this case, we have to know that adverbs and expression of frequency tell how often do you use something. Yeah? Adverbs of frequency are usually one word. They answer the question how often. We use adverbs of frequency in the simple present, simple past, or simple future tense. We do this because they imply an habit. Yes? Adverbs of frequency. We have some adverbs of frequency. In this case, we only use these adverbs: never, hardly ever, sometimes, usually, and always. The percent is important because we are going to know how often do you use something. For example, never, something that you don't do it, never in your life. This is the 0%. Hardly ever, 25%. Sometimes 50%, 50-50. Yeah? Usually 75%, and always 100%. For example, how often do you eat chocolate? No, sometimes, maybe. Or in my case, I always eat chocolate. Yes, I try to eat chocolate every day. These are adverbs of frequency. Yeah, let's go to continue. But let's go to use. How do we use them? In this case, adverbs of frequency with simple present, we need a subject plus an adverb of frequency plus verb. In this case, is important because in simple present, the verb depends to the subject. For example, subject like I, you, we, they, the verb is in the base form. For he, she, it, we have to add s, es, or is. It depends to the subject. And we have to finish our sentence with a complement. Let's go to check. The subject in this case is I. Then, adverb of frequency, usually. The verb is chat. And the complement is with friends. I usually chat with friends. This is the subject. It's a person, it's an animal, or a thing. We need an adverb of frequency. Usually, never, sometimes. We could change. Yes, it depends that the how often do we something. The verb, you have to use a verb and a complement. Yes? We have some examples. I never check my Facebook. You always tag friends in your photos. We sometimes use WhatsApp in our English class. And she hardly ever shares photos. In this case, we have the subject she. This is the most important. We have to add s, es, or ies. Pay attention to these subjects, okay? In this case, with we, you, and I, the verb is in the base form. Check, tag, use. Okay, let's go to continue. We have some expression of frequency. But what is an expression of frequency? This expression of frequency contains several words. To say how often something happened, you can use a number or several or many followed by times. Once a week, once a month, once a year. Twice a year, twice a day, several times a year. We can also use every plus period of time. For example, every morning, every day, every Tuesday, every week, and every month. We have the word every plus a period of time. Morning, day, Tuesday, week, and month. But how do we use the expression of frequency? Okay, they also tell how often do you do something. This expression should be placed at either the beginning or at the end of the sentence. For example, I chat with my partners every day. The expression of time is every day at the end of the sentence. We phone our grandparents twice a week. But in this case, we start with the expression of frequency at the beginning of the sentence, once a week. She shares some pictures from beautiful places that she visits. Yes, we have these expressions of frequency at the end or at the beginning. Okay? It's easy to use them because we know. Remember, adverbs of frequency go next to the subject. Expression of frequency, you could use them at the end or at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? Thank you very much.